frankly speaking, I hate Tomb Raiders, but sometimes when they did...
Over the years since Google Sky was taken offline, many have looked back at its brief existence as more than just an experimental project. It had given amateur astronomers the rare ability to search through space imagery in great detail, often uncovering features and anomalies overlooked by larger institutions. Among the many thousands of images that circulated during its active years, there were a handful that stood out and continue to fuel discussion to this day. These anomalies did not resemble stars, nebulae, or galaxies, but instead appeared as large structured bodies that stood apart from the familiar catalogued features of the heavens. Perhaps the most intriguing of these discoveries was that of a massive red glowing object that was briefly visible before disappearing from the database, just months before the program was permanently shut down. This object quickly became the subject of fascination. The image revealed a planet-sized sphere, glowing red in the darkness of space. Unlike the pinpricks of starlight that surrounded it, this body radiated a structured, ominous presence. Its edges were clear and defined, and unlike most diffuse nebulae or gaseous regions, it had a circular uniformity that suggested solidity. What made the image even more unusual were two arcs of light that flared outward from either side of the glowing red core. These arcs were not irregular scatterings of light or pixelation. They appeared balanced, symmetrical, and deliberate, as though they were features of the object itself. The arcs gave the impression of movement, as though the object was cutting through space and leaving a luminous trail in its wake. For many who examined the image, it became impossible to dismiss this as an ordinary celestial artifact. The aftermath of this discovery made the case even more mysterious. As the image began circulating within online astronomy forums and social media groups, Google Sky was temporarily shut down. When it later returned, the area of the sky where the object had been observed was no longer accessible, leaving behind a gap of missing data. For many researchers, this sequence of events served as confirmation that the image had revealed something real, something that those in positions of authority preferred to conceal. The deliberate censoring of the sky raised concerns that the anomaly was far more significant than the public had been led to believe. Those who studied the object noted that its sheer size was one of the strongest arguments against dismissing it as a glitch. Stars in the surrounding region were well defined, yet this red planet-like body had depth, coloration, and texture. It bore the presence of a world, not simply a star. Amateurs who analysed its dimensions suggested it could be on the scale of a planet, or even larger, perhaps comparable to the gas giants of our solar system. The arcs, luminous and pronounced, led to further speculation. Some believed they were a trail of plasma, the residue of its passage through interstellar space. Others suggested that they represented rings similar to Saturn's, though magnified many times over and glowing with light not reflected, but emitted. Unlike other features catalogued in Google Sky, this anomaly remained consistent in shape and brightness across every version of the image where it appeared. Stars twinkled and blended faintly into the black backdrop, but the red body held a distinct position of dominance. It was as though a foreign planet had drifted into the field of view, unrecognized and unacknowledged by the official star charts. This uniformity convinced many that the anomaly was not an error, not a smudge in the data, but a tangible object. The sudden closure of Google Sky not long after the image began to spread only heightened suspicions. Every discovery made through the project, from asteroids to distant galaxies, had been catalogued and studied. Yet here was an object of enormous size and obvious presence, removed as quickly as it was found. The deliberate act of removing the sky section gave weight to the idea of a cover-up. To many, it seemed less a matter of error and more a matter of choice. Theories regarding the true nature of the red glowing object soon began to emerge. One suggestion was that it represented a wandering planet, an interstellar traveler moving through the void and only temporarily visible within range of the program. Such objects are believed to exist, and their discovery would have profound implications. Another interpretation was that it was an interstellar craft, perhaps of unimaginable scale, revealing itself for only a brief moment before being censored. The arcs of light flaring outward lent credibility to this view, resembling not just rings or plasma trails, but the kind of structured luminosity that could accompany advanced propulsion. Amateur astronomers also noted the timing of the discovery. Its appearance came only months before Google Sky was permanently taken offline. For those who saw the sequence of events unfold, this timing seemed more than coincidental. The discovery of a planet-sized anomaly, followed immediately by its removal, followed again by the closure of the entire program, formed a chain of events too deliberate to ignore. To this day, many researchers cite this as one of the clearest examples of information suppression in the modern digital era. The red glowing object continues to circulate in archived screenshots and preserved images online. While official institutions remain silent on its existence, the image speaks for itself. It presents a body too structured to be dismissed, too large to be overlooked, and too swiftly concealed to be forgotten. Those who saw it in the early days of its circulation remember the sense of awe it evoked, a sense that they were looking at something never meant for public eyes. The legacy of Google Sky now rests as a cautionary tale. It demonstrated the power of open access to space imagery, the ability for ordinary people to discover what lies beyond. Yet it also demonstrated how swiftly discoveries could vanish when they revealed something extraordinary. The red planet-sized anomaly remains the clearest reminder of this. It was not a star, not a nebula, not an error in the pixels. It was an object of immense size and unmistakable form, glowing ominously in the depths of space. The flaring arcs of light that framed it on either side only deepened its mystery. They were symmetrical, luminous, and distinct, unlike the scattered light distortions that cameras sometimes create. The arcs suggested structure and force, possibly even evidence of rotation or energy fields surrounding the body. Some theorists proposed that the arcs revealed the body's magnetic interaction with surrounding space, creating trails of light as it moved. Others suggested that what was seen was only a fragment of a much larger object, a glimpse of something whose full scale extended far beyond the captured frame. Even years later, researchers still revisit the preserved images, analyzing and reanalyzing their every detail. The more it is studied, the less likely it seems to be an error. The coloration, the arcs, the uniformity, the scale, each element adds to the weight of evidence that this was a genuine celestial body of immense importance, and each element strengthens the suspicion that it was deliberately removed. The mystery of the red glowing object found on Google Sky remains unsolved, yet for many who witnessed its discovery, there is no doubt that it was real. The events that followed, the temporary shutdown, the missing data, the closure of the program, only confirm that its importance was recognized and quickly concealed. Its image, glowing red against the blackness of space, continues to inspire debate and wonder. It represents the possibility that space holds secrets far beyond what is shared publicly, secrets that slip into view only briefly before being hidden once again. In the vast expanse of space, numerous celestial events and phenomena have puzzled